identity, and creation. Okay. And my team, do me a favor, just keep posting the links in there for them. And guys, the links will go back up there. Just click on it, fill in your name, and or copy the link for later. And you know what, Aaron, maybe what we could do is let's have the team email everybody that's on here the links, and we'll also put it in the Facebook group. So number one, you are who you create. And then Aaron, if you want, you or Catherine, if somebody wants, we could actually take these. Oh, look, he's already putting in the chat bar. That's how much he cares about you guys, because he knows you're never going to keep up with as fast as I'm going. And you are who you create. And I love this phrase, like by design or by default, right? So many people, their life is not exactly where they want it to be because it's by default. They've just been settling for what they get, settling for what they have. And how you know it's by default, if you're one of those people that are complaining about the gas prices, instead of taking action to make gas prices no issue at all, then you know your life is being built by default and by design. And the rest of the world can sit here and agree with you and tell you your life is what it is. And if it sucks, it's going to suck. And if, you know, I'm not going to be that one. I'm not going to be that family member for you that shits on everything that you say. Can anybody relate? Type in relate in the chat bar. Do any of you have that? Like, you have family that just like shits on everything you say? Like, I'm not going to be that guy for you. Like, I'm going to be the champion for you that tells you that you can do it, and you could do it bigger and better and faster than ever before. And it was so neat because if you got a chance to see my Facebook post before, I was telling my wife, we went for a bike ride around 10 a.m. This morning before it got hot down here at the Jersey Shore. And I said, you know, me and Rob, my business partner for many years in multiple businesses, we used to say, like, who the hell is, like, we would be on a construction site pulling wires and see like some guy ride his bike by, and we would go like, what the fuck does he do? Right? Like, what does he do? 10 o'clock in the morning, he's riding a bicycle. And now I know what he did. He worked harder, smarter than everyone else to earn the right to go for a bike ride at any time he wants, right? Number two, identity is who you are yesterday, but who you want to become. And write this down, everybody. Identity is what you define with clarity. If you want to be lean, you have to be clear what lean looks like, okay? If you want to be fit, you got to be clear what fit looks like. If you want to have energy, I didn't, and I'm not, look, everything I'm sharing with you, I just want you to, I'm not here to fucking brag. I'm not here to brag about anything. I'm not even impressed with myself. I'm here just to give you things I learned, because I wish somebody could have given that to me. And a lot of people, they go, oh, well, you guys tell me if you relate. Did anybody hit a level of success? They're like, well, you've been pretty lucky. I'm like, okay, take your luck and drink it with a little drink of F you while you have it, right? There's no luck here. This is brute force through 3 decades of life, right? But it's more than that. It's being clear. Exactly. When I built a $32 million service company, I was clear where I was going to build. When I built the largest and greatest training and implementation organization on the planet called CEO, where I was clear what I was building. And if you're going to start getting clear today, can you type in clear in the chat bar if you're going to join me on this? And we got a lot to do here, so you got to hang on for the ride, right? The mind of the past. Now, every time I hit something and you get massive value, I just want you to type value. If I ruffle your feathers, like if there's like a little emoji middle finger, feel free to flip it to me in the chat bar. Like, it's going to take a lot more than that to offend me, right? The mind of the past. The mind of the past either fuels you or haunts you of your future. The majority of the population and people that I know suffer have guilt, shame, trauma of some kind. They were smacked when they were a kid. They were bullied when they were a kid. They were divorced 20 years ago, and they're still carrying the fucking story of they were divorced. They lost an arm. They lost a leg, whatever it is. But that's not what's happening to you maybe right now. That's the past. And it's not as easy as saying, well, just erase the past. I wish it was that easy. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing so much better. You have to, and write this down, it has to be redefined. It has to be redefined. And there's lots of things that can do that. I mean, I can help you do it. There's experts that can help you do it, but you need to redefine the past. Now, some people tell me, they say, well, I don't know if I want to get rid of the story. Do you guys know? Type in relate if you know anybody like that. They're telling the same story for 30 years of their suffering. You're not suffering today, or maybe you are, but I bet it's a different suffering. It's a different suffering. I took my mind of my past and I redefined it into lessons and power. Write that down. Lessons and power. That's what I redefined it into. So when you look at me, I didn't just drink Red Bulls and fucking do burpees and stuff. Like, this is how I show up. This is how I live, right? Because I refuse the mind of the past to control me. Now, the mind of the present is you right now. Congratulations that you're here. I know a lot of people that their life sucks and they won't give themselves, well, we'll probably be here more than 90 minutes, but hang out as long as you can. If you got to go to the restroom, go to the restroom. But most people won't even give it a little bit of time in their present moment to say to themselves, okay, let me show up, let me learn, and let me implement, and let me change my life. So what they do this. They go, well, I can't have that, and this guy doesn't have that. And no, there's one person says there's no employees. Another one says there's tons of them. One says there's no good jobs. No one wants to work. The other one says everybody wants to work, right? It's what you decide your mind of the present will be. All right, number 5, the mind of the future. How do you see your future? Type in the chat bar, how do you see your future? If you had to think a minute, like, I don't know, is it gloom? I don't know. Like, COVID messed me all up. And like, I don't know. And what about the economy? I like the future. Every day I wake up, the future is amazing. It is. It is. Every day my wife's wearing her bikini on the bike ride. Life is fucking amazing. Every time I get to spend time with my son or my daughter, life is amazing. Every time I get to build something, life is amazing. My mind in the future is every single day I wake up. It's amazing. But there's a big difference between saying it and living it. A lot of people say it, and then behind closed doors, they're in the land of misery. And I want to bring you to the land of promise, right? The land of promise is anything you want to create, you can, when you're ready and when you believe. When you're ready and when you believe. Okay. Are you getting value already? We're only like on number 6. Type in value if you're getting value. If I'm shaking you up, am I shaking you up a little bit here? Okay. All right, cool. All right. Tattoos. All right. If you have a tattoo, type in tattoo, everybody. Tattoos are a story. It's a story. It's a story of who you are, where you came from, who you are on the inside. Like, I could tell you a story for every one of these tattoos. A lot of them I did on myself. This one, my son did for me on Father's Day. He did old school. He took like the needle and poked it. So he made me earn it. So I think the bone's tattooed there. Did a great job there. So like, but every single one of these, I could tell you a story through. Well, I got my first one. Cousin Tommy might know this, which I don't think cousin Tom, you have to tell me if you have one or not, but we call it the Agugliaro Eagle. The Agugliaro Eagle. His dad had it. My dad has it. My brother has it. My cousin Bobby has it. I have it. And like, I got that when I was 15. Tommy, do you have the Eagle? You got to put in the chat bar. If not, we're going to all be we're going to like shame the shit out of you if you don't have it.
He shook his head no. He shook his head.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll work on getting him an eagle tattoo. But tattoos are a story. It's a story. And I'm not telling you to go get tattoos, even though I ask people like, why don't you get a tattoo? And they're like, well, my mom would kill me. I'm like, you're level 50, right? Like your mom will probably get over it. Like, what do you want to wait till you're level like 80? Your mom will be okay with it. I promise you guys. But when you see people with tattoos, instead of judging, like ask them, what's the story behind that? Patrick, you have time for that too. You have time. All right, martial arts. All right. Any martial arts in the house? Type in martial arts. Martial arts is a way of life. It's a way of life. This is my kids down. That's my daughter when she was young. That's my son. My son's on here now. You might see him. He's got the fire chair in the back. He does not look like that no more. He's 23 years of just badass combat. That's my daughter there. Martial arts is not something you do. It's something you live. And it's something everyone can live if they choose. You don't have to get in the octagon. You don't have to get punched in the face. Like there's all forms of it. And yeah, yoga can be in there too somewhere. But and if any of you want to do martial arts, if you're in New Jersey and you want to train on the beach, well, hit up my son in the chat bar here and hook up with him. Or if you want to do it virtually, because I will tell you that if I only gave you one thing, you said, Mike, pick one thing. You only have one thing that created everything in you. It's martial arts, everybody. It's martial arts. It's created focus. It's created discipline. It's helped me build energy. It's helped me create physical endurance. It's helped me create like power and strength. Hopefully some of you, and the fact that you trained martial arts or the fact that you wrestled when you were like 18 does not count, cousin Tommy, 30 years later. It doesn't. You don't get to play that story, but you do get to say to yourself, wait a minute, if this can enhance my life, maybe I should do it.